everyone. Dr. Francis wishing you happy holidays. When you're looking for that perfect present to gift to those you love, look no further than Walmart. This year, joyfully and giftfully with the diversity of products created by Black entrepreneurs. This message is sponsored by Walmart.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Experience podcast. Inside the business, buzz, and brilliance of Black entrepreneurs. Here is your host, Dr. Francis Richards.
Innovative Thinkers, episode number 299. Innovative Thinkers. Thank you for joining us as we elevate the Black entrepreneur experience by interviewing CEOs, thought leaders, innovative thinkers, and Black entrepreneurs across the globe. I'm your host, Dr. Francis Richards, growth marketer and founder of Vegas Top Marketers, Jesse B. Lucero. Welcome, Jesse.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on here, Dr. Richards.
I've given our audience such a brief bio. Why don't you fill in the gaps and share with our audience what you'd like them to know about you and your business?
Well, I'm a business that started here in Las Vegas during the pandemic. I had been working as the VP of marketing of this one large real estate franchise here in the city. And when the pandemic happened and I was in transition to move to a better opportunity, I was left without either or, stuck in the middle, no job, a little girl to raise because I take full care of her. And that's when Vegas Top Marketers was born, because I said, if this pandemic doesn't change, we continue in lockdown, I need to be able to help small businesses and also provide for my daughter. So we are Vegas Top Marketers, marketing and advertising agency here in the city. We help professionals and also small businesses get their name out through video advertising, social media, and also outdoor advertising, such as billboards and other mediums to get the word out for your business. So that's us.
So you talked about the pandemic. You had to pivot.
Yes.
Talk about that defining moment when you knew that you had to make that pivot, and what exactly did you do?
It was working. I've always been more self-employed, entrepreneurial. And there was a time in my life where I thought, well, maybe I should listen to my dad and do this corporate world thing and get a secure job, get a job that I could stay at for a while. And this company here in town offered me kind of like some type of a partnership if I started out their marketing department. But one of the things I realized is that when you put your trust in one income, you're in danger. You're in danger. You have no control over it. Somebody else is going to decide whether you're an asset to the company or not. And that's exactly what happened during the pandemic. And I think instead of telling your marketing department, we no longer need you, I think they should have hired more marketers to fight this pandemic. And one of the things that stood out the most for me is, if this pandemic has caused the corporation that I work with and the corporation that has been offering me a better opportunity, they both left me. I thought, I can pull this off. Obviously, they're offering me a bigger income, bigger opportunity, more connections. I must have value. I said, I must have value, and this is the time to move. So I started sending text messages to all the real estate professionals in the city offering services. And I started this in April, because I took the month of March and walked in and saw the news and got myself scared. And by, I think it was June, I had already replaced my income as a VP at the real estate office. That's how much business I had, which was really neat.
So the name of your business is Vegas Top Marketers. Are you only working for Vegas, or do you work globally or nationally, regionally? Tell us about that.
I focus in Vegas because I see the growth that's happening in the city. We have new stadiums, we have new resorts that have come in, Right now, a lot of people from California are moving. I'm assuming a lot of business owners are moving here. So just Vegas itself keeps me highly busy. I've had talks with people in other states, and one of the reasons that I choose to only work in Vegas is because I also offer video production and put things together for my clients. So I think in the future, I may dabble in other states, but as it is now, this city is just booming. It's busy.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Someone's listening and they're thinking about growth marketers. And as a business owner, what is something that we don't know about marketing that we should know that you're going to tell us?
Growth marketer doesn't just specialize in Facebook. A growth marketer tries Facebook, and if it doesn't work, he needs to go to another platform before the campaign ends. So a business owner should know that sometimes they may think that they're hiring a guru in Google or Facebook or whatever, and then they promise all these big things to them, and they don't happen because it's such a fast changing platforms out there that you really do need someone that has experience in Facebook. Maybe they also do video. Maybe they write well, and then they could send your email campaigns. A growth marketer is always trying to find success in a campaign, and pretty much will figure it out and do anything to make it work.
Talk about your greatest success story in marketing.
I think my greatest success story right now would be I'm the co-founder of Vegas Strong Real Estate Group here in city. And we started that also during the pandemic. And that one started in June of 2020. Creating video has great scale for your business. You create video, you have the ability to influence, to sell yourself when 24/7, sell your business. This business right now, we are in the works of using the capital that was generated, the income, to purchase a building. We started with no money. We started with no investors, even though we had several investors that they wanted to play a role in the company. It's all self-funded, and it's all due to Facebook, creating virtual events, and also making sure that we're creating a community within the company as well. So that would be my greatest success story, because that's something that started from the ground up.
And what exactly is the company doing?
Right now, we have homeowners sell their properties at top dollar. We have 40, as of now, we have 40 real estate agents that work with the company. And what we do also is we provide education for the real estate agent. I help with marketing. So if I have a realtor that knows nothing about technology, by coaching, I help them put their campaigns together, and also help them learn and understand how to generate business for themselves. And then that I think that's what's helped us the most.
So, Jesse, what problem exists in the world today that you'd like to solve?
I think there's a lack of education, and I think there's a lack of confidence. And I speak for myself as well. There's a lot of things that we don't know or understand, as like my family back at home, mostly Hispanic. They don't understand mostly that they can't own a home and build wealth for their kids, for their family. I think there's a problem. There's not enough people that own real estate, that should own real estate, so that they have wealth to pass on to their families. And that's a problem I'd like to solve.
What was that aha moment that you knew your business was going to be successful?
I think I had my aha moment before I opened my business. And I was working a bank out here in town. I was one of their business bankers, and my branch manager had a son who was 8 at the time. And I asked him, what do you want to do when you grow up? You want to be like your dad, branch manager? And he said, no, I want to be an entrepreneur. He was 8 and I was 24. This kid at 12 years old came up to me and said, Jesse, I want to make money. And I said, okay, well, there's this thing called the web. You should build me a website. He figured out a way to build me a website, and he made $400. He came back to me a month later and he said, Jesse, can I build you another website? I go, no, I only need one website. I said, there's this thing called affiliate marketing out there that I've heard about. Maybe you should look into it. Long story short, Tino at age 14 was making $6,000 a month. At age 18, he was making $40,000. And at age 20, 200 and something thousand a month. And because of his story, I said, okay, well, I'm the guy that told him to build a website. How am I going to fail? So I think when you deal with the ability to connect with higher numbers like digital marketing and social media, and you can't fail. It has to work.
Advice you wish you had followed.
Analyze things more before jumping in so soon. There was a few business ventures that I've engaged in that maybe if I had taken another week of research and really figuring things out, I think I would have avoided those failures. But then again, I probably wouldn't have learned everything that I've learned from it. So maybe slow down a little bit is the advice that I should have followed.
Jesse, I want you to have a monologue, and I want you to name this person that you're talking to, living or not, and they have inspired you so much. Who's that person, and what are you saying to that person?
That would be my grandmother. She passed away when I was 22. Her name was Flora, which means flower. I would say to my grandmother that I've done my best to make her proud, because she was always very encouraging. She lived in Mexico and we lived out here in the US, and she'd always say to me, you can do it. You can do it. Don't quit. This is hard. This is hard because it just brings all these emotions and makes me a little emotional too.
Thanks for sharing that, Jesse.
Yeah, sorry.
So authentic.
It's not the best story, like monologue, but it's just brought a lot of emotion.
That's a great story. There are so many brands and businesses that are dominating. Talk about a brand or a business that's dominating that you admire and why.
I admire what Elon Musk is doing right now with the innovation of SpaceX and Tesla and there's so many other projects that he has going on. I think what I admire the most is his ability to make noise. If he wants to promote Tesla, he shoots a rocket into space, which probably helps him save on his marketing because he's impressing people with some other toy that he has. I also like what Apple does. They've created an ecosystem of products that all work together. And there's also a marketer out there, Gary Vaynerchuk, that he creates a lot of noise. And one of the things that really stands out is he brokers attention. And I've attempted to do the same, and I hope I'm doing my best to do the same with brokering attention. But that takes a lot of work, a lot of skill. Anybody could do it, but I really enjoy how he does what he does. It's inspiring.
The word is listening. What is that resounding sound or message that your generation is saying that we should be listening to?
We should be listening to creating relationships, genuine relationships. There's so much interruption with technology, so much disruption that I think it's gotten in between what business owners should be doing is listening to their prospects, to their future clients. Right now, people want to solve things with technology all the time. And yes, it does help. It does make it easier to reach more people. But I think if you want to solve everything with technology, with your cell phone, or, connecting with people at a different level is definitely the way to grow as a person and also as a business. And I've heard this from 20-year-olds that say, when I grow up, I'm not going to sit on the couch and just look at my social media and ignore my family, which is what I've heard from the younger generations. So.
Happy holidays to my fans, friends, and family of entrepreneurs. When you're looking for that just perfect present to gift to those you love, here's a piece of advice. Look no further than Walmart. Walmart has a huge selection of items ranging from toys to electronics to tech. But what's even more impressive to me, Walmart has a huge selection of items created by people just like you, from makeup to fashion to food and beyond. Walmart has that perfect gift just waiting for your special someone. Give the children in your life a doll that looks just like them. Have a teen who's all about hair and makeup. Create a beauty basket of Black products that are designed for her needs. Your best friend is looking to redo, updo, do new her space. Check out all the home decor Walmart has to offer from Black designers. This year, joyfully and giftfully with the diversity of products created by Black entrepreneurs. I'm Dr. Frances Richards, wishing you happy holidays. This message is sponsored by Walmart. Talk about your top 2 influencers. Who are they and what lessons did they teach you?
I would say my parents are my top influencers, my dad especially. What I've learned from my dad is to have this discernment, the ability to read people. He's showed me that. My mom is just like my grandmother, and I can go home and give her my worst story of my pity party. Sometimes she'll say, you could do it. Well, what are you talking about? I've always believed in you. And she'll give me an uplift in my spirit. To her, there's no failure, she says. There's no failure because if you just continue to push, something's got to give. And she's always talking about God and sharing her spiritual journey with me. So that, I would say those are my 2 influencers.
What is your best discovery?
Social media. Social media, when I logged in to the back office of Facebook and I saw the metrics and I thought, wow, so you don't have to have all the equipment that these marketing companies have because it's all back here. They have the ability to track age, demographics, and also give you the ability to target. I think that's been the best discovery for myself because it's applied to all the platforms out there and it's generated me great income.
Jesse, talk to a younger you. What advice would you give to a younger you?
I would say, again, slow down because I wanted to do things fast. I would also say to my younger me is some things you got to give them more time. The things that matter, you got to give them time. And I would also say to myself is learn to not self-sabotage. Self-sabotage your success because the younger me I was too young to be a mortgage sales manager. And what happened was I thought it was everything and didn't listen to advice. And I was very stubborn. And I would say, don't let yourself self-sabotage your success.
Talk about self-care. What does self-care look like for Jesse?
I love my haircuts. I love my haircuts. There's a place here in town called the Man Cave Salon, and I like get a haircut. They give you a beer and get a back massage. So that's self-care for me. Sometimes I enjoy shopping for maybe a nice suit or shirt.
What have you not done in life that you dream about often that you would like to do?
I've never been on a missions trip, and I would love to do that in another country. So I would love to go to Africa. I would love to go to Peru and do missions trips and help others. That's one thing that's always on my mind. And I think one day when I retire, which I don't think I ever will, because I love what I do, I've thought of either waiting until then or just incorporating that into my vacations now. But yeah, that's something I would love to do is missions trips.
Jesse, if someone wrote a book about you, what would the title be?
Jesse, the man that never gives up, the man that will fight for his daughter, for his family. I just don't give up. I love my family so much that I'm willing to keep going. No matter
Speaking
what.
of family, how do you include your family in your personal life and your business life?
my daughter and I try to have father-daughter dates, and we spend time that way. Throughout the week, I do my best to drop her off at school, and we have a conversation about a topic that we'll choose. And with my fiance, one of the things we do is we never miss our date night, which is on Fridays, because that's our time. We work together. We see each other all day long, but that's not enough. You need your own time, and we try not to talk about business because we want to create that balance for ourselves.
And congratulations on your engagement. And what role does your fiance play in the business?
Oh, so she's the broker of Vegas Strong Real Estate Group. She's everything in that business. I don't think that the business would be so successful if it had been anyone else, because she's motivational. She's very good at administration, and I don't know how she manages 40 salespeople, but that's just incredible skill.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the person Jesse has become?
I love the person that I've become. I'm 42 now, and I'm more patient. I'm more forgiving. That wasn't me back then. I have learned to listen more and sometimes speak less, which has been tremendous benefit. I've also learned to have compassion for others. So that's something that I didn't have before. And I think that's just what life does to you. It puts you through different challenges so that it could shape you and what you're meant to be as we get older.
What is something that we can do right now to support your business?
I think when you meet somebody that this person could be overwhelmed with their business with no direction on how to put their marketing together. Maybe they don't understand how to structure their business or understand how to get just the word out, what they're doing. I always offer a free consultation. Sometimes I do more than one, depending on the person that I'm talking to. So I think if Dr. Francis, if you ever run into someone that just needs help, I think that's one way of helping Vegas top marketers, because our goal most of all is just to help business owners, because they are what makes this economy move. Whether they work with us or not, we're there to help them.
What is your weakness as an entrepreneur?
I work too much. Being a workaholic is good, but then it's also not good, and it's a weakness when you don't have balance. And I'm constantly having to check my balance in my life almost daily, because there's been weeks where all I did was work. Josie, what did you do with yesterday? Well, I worked 18 hours. What did you do? So that's a weakness, in my opinion.
What is your zone of genius? Another way is to say, what's your superpower?
My superpower is the ability to help people connect. I love connecting people with other people that could possibly bring a solution to what they're looking for. That's always been my superpower from the time that I think I was 7th grade. Yeah, that's how young I was. I was attending a church here in town, and that's one of the things the pastor would say, Jesse, you have this ability to keep bringing people to church. And I said, well, I just want to connect people with someone that can really help them and at least listen to them. That's I enjoy that.
Talk about mental health and managing your business.
The mental health part is one of the things that most entrepreneurs don't do. The culture right now teaches us to hustle and work and don't sleep. I've seen posts on Instagram where they said, if you want to succeed, sleep 2 hours a day or 4 hours, whatever. That's not good for your mental health. You need time to recharge. And that's a mistake I've done in the past, where I've worked myself to the point where I just don't function mentally. So mental health is very important, whether you're going to the gym, you're eating the right foods to keep alert, to you're spending time with the people you love, to just taking time off. It's highly important in your as an entrepreneur.
Jesse, I want you to think about the last 30 days and what was your biggest win?
The last 30 days, I had the opportunity to present an idea to a company that's rejected me for like 4 times. And now this company needs help. And now I make sense to them. So I have a last proposal meeting this Friday. So keeping my fingers crossed that if they reject me again, it's okay. They'll see me one more time or maybe 20 more times. But I would say that's my biggest win. Also, all the people I've met the last 30 days, I've met so many people, and I'm glad that I was able to connect with you because you've been such a blessing. That's my win. I've made new friends.
And how do you celebrate your wins?
I celebrate them on the date night with my soon-to-be wife.
Do you have a wedding date?
No. No, we don't. You're invited, though.
I am looking forward to that.
Yeah.
What inspires you to keep going?
My daughter. Being a good example for my daughter and making sure that when I'm no longer in this earth, I have something to pass on to her. And it's just not monetary, just money or possessions. I have all the advice, all the conversations we had, memories. That's what I want to leave for her. So that's she's the reason I keep going so hard in life.
Speaking of legacy, when it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered, Jesse?
Jesse always found a way to help someone. That's what I want to be remembered for. Whether it was a book or an introduction or he physically helped me, that's how I want to be remembered. As the guy that motivated someone else to do better.
Talk about business continuity. What is your highest risk as a business owner?
The highest risk, I would say, is this city is very legalistic. And I talk about Las Vegas, and I think the biggest risk is businesses should understand exactly what they're doing, the legal risk involved, and know how to protect themselves, I would say. Because I've encountered this my entire career here in Las Vegas. I think that's one of the biggest ones. I've met business owners that have built their businesses, and one lawsuit has made it very difficult for them to keep operating. That's important.
And I think that's one of the reasons why they say when you're building your team, you definitely have to have an attorney, a CPA, your books in order,
Yes.
and all this other stuff, that it's not just opening the doors. It's so many other pieces to the puzzle.
I had a client that he was very impressing. He impressed me so much because he was a janitor that also had a handyman business. And this man would walk into the bank with $200,000 checks because he was doing side work for the casinos. His downfall, after making, I think he ended up making like at least $2 million 1 year. His downfall was not having a CPA, and he didn't know how to pay his taxes. And this man has not been able to get up. I talk to him often, and he has not been able to do what he did 10 years ago because now he has a tax issue to resolve. And it's been 10 years. Terrible.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best advice or the best decision you've made as a leader?
As a leader and consultant of businesses that I work here in the city, I'm glad that they understood the value of marketing online, because there's businesses here in the city that have grown because of the exposure they received. Whether they believed in what I was doing in the beginning or not, this got them the exposure that they needed to be able to have opportunities and doors open so that they could grow. So my decision to be stubborn about social media and putting their message out consistently daily, I think that was probably one of the best things I could have ever done for them in their early stages.
Is there a social cost tied to your business?
There is, I just don't talk about it, but I like to work with churches and get their message out. And that's something that I do. Well, now it's on this podcast, so I don't know how secret that's going to be, but but I like to help churches get their message out online. And also, if they ever needed help with advertising, I would also help them with that. So that's my social cause.
Thank you for that. I'm Dr. Francis, wishing you happy holidays. When you're looking for that perfect present to gift to those you love, look no further than Walmart. This year, joyfully and giftfully with the diversity of products created by Black entrepreneurs. This message is sponsored by Walmart. We've come to the part of our interview. It's called Fun Facts Lightning Round. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I want you to give me very quick answers. If there's something you desire not to answer, feel free to say pass. Are you ready for the Fun Facts Lightning Round?
Yes.
Your first job.
Forklift driver.
You relax doing what?
I love to watch Netflix.
Your favorite color.
Blue.
The last movie you saw.
The last movie I saw was the Cinderella Man.
Your favorite singer or rapper.
Switchfoot.
Your favorite dance song.
Favorite dance song. Pass.
What food you eat every week, no matter what?
I always eat fruit.
Your favorite month?
May, because it's my birthday.
Work out or hit the couch?
I like to go at least for a walk.
Jessie Lucero, thank you so much for joining us on Black Entrepreneur Experience Podcast. Before we let you go, why don't you share with our audience the best way they can connect with you and do business with you? And feel free to leave all your social media handles.
I've made all my social media handles the same. Jessie, Jesse, B as in boy, Lucero. Jessie B. Lucero. You could find me on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram with that handle. And then you could also find me at LasVegasTopMarketers.com.
Thank you, Jessie. That's a wrap.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you for listening and subscribing to Black Entrepreneur Experience. We would love for you to leave a review and rating on iTunes and share with your friends. For show notes and more episodes, go to www.beepodcast.com. Join us next Wednesday, and remember, green is the new black. So keep your bank accounts and your business in the black.